It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on YouTube? It's Corey with Tactically Average. Today we're going to be getting into something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a reaction video to a gun debate. I'm thinking about starting What Wednesdays or Wow Wednesdays and having my videos that come out on Wednesday be reactions to either like gun debates, shooting breakdowns. Let me know if you guys find a video that has something to do with the gun debate, gun topic in general, whether it's police shooting, anything along those lines. Send it to me. I don't ask for much, guys. I just ask for one thing. Actually, guess three things today. One, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're going to be trying this out Wednesday, see if you guys like it. Two, drop a like on the video. Really does help out the channel more than you guys know. And then number three, please do me a favor. Drop a comment. Let me know if you like this. If you guys want me to continue doing something along these lines. I personally love watching reaction channels. Maybe I suck at reactions and you guys will be like, nah, don't do this again. Stick to the gun content. But let me know. We're going to experiment. It's a growing channel. It's a new channel. I want to see what works, see what doesn't work. So I would really appreciate your guys' feedback. So this one here, as you guys can see, it says it's from 2019. But it's still, I think, pretty relevant today. Yeah, I haven't actually watched this full video. So you're going to get my live reaction. I watched up until about 2 minutes in, not even. And I was like, yeah, I got to react to this. So let's get to it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you like it.
To 67. Among them, a retired
over
police
her.
officer in Wisconsin. We traveled to southeastern Wisconsin and assembled a panel of 8 gun owners, men.
Well, first I'm going to say you guys can't see it because my big ugly face is there, but it says NBC News. So I don't know if you guys know this, but NBC News isn't very conservative. I don't think they're very pro-gun. So when they say they brought 8 gun owners in, I'm going to test their gun ownership, whether it's a dude who owns a shotgun for clay shooting and that's pretty much it, or it's the girl who owns her dad's, pump shotgun from 1980 that sits in the gun cabinet. She never touches it. So let's see
Women,
what,
Democrat, Republicans,
we're dealing with
ranging
here.
in age from 19 to 67. Among them, a retired police officer, current school superintendent, and a nursing home activities director, all with differing opinions.
Who here thinks we need changes in laws?
Why? Why do we need changes in laws? That's silly.
I think there needs to be changes from the universal background check, and I know there was a 10-year.
Well, my first thing is what changes? For the good, for the bad? I mean, he said why do we need changes, but changes in less gun control, more gun control? That would have been my first question. But
I don't know why we need
let's
those.
back it up here.
There needs to be changes.
Changes in laws.
Why? Why do we need changes in laws? That's silly.
I think there needs to be
Fair enough.
from the universal background check, and I know there was a 10-year ban on assault rifles. I don't know why we need those guns. If people want to shoot them, maybe there's a range where they can go and they can check out the gun, shoot them, enjoy that.
Larry, you have one.
What are you talking about, bro? What does that...
Silly.
I think there needs to be some changes from the universal background check, and I know there was a 10-year ban on assault rifles. I don't know why.
So people know about the 10-year ban, but they don't know why it was only 10 years. The 10-year ban that he's referring to was when the government put a ban on assault rifles, quote-unquote assault rifles, AR-15s mostly, that started in 1994 and went to 2004. And there was a sunset clause that said if there was no decrease in crime, in gun crime, the ban would be lifted. We need to focus on the if there was no decrease in crime, the ban would be lifted, people. So your statement is dumb because the reason it ended, it was only 10 years, is because there was no decrease in crime. So whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be a long video.
Why we need those guns. If people want to shoot them, maybe there's a range where they can go and they can check out the gun, shoot them, enjoy that.
Larry, you have more than
So just a gun range that just a bunch of AR-15s. Okay, all right, makes sense.
100 guns. Talk to me about that, because that seems unusual to me.
I shoot.
People, we're clearly not dealing with someone who is pro Second Amendment. You have 100 guns. That seems unusual to me. So we know where the questions are going to line up. We know that going forward, but just keep a note of that.
A lot of target shooting, shoot competitively, shoot for sports, for hunting. Each one requires
Let me know if I'm stopping the video too much, but why does this man need to justify why he has 100 guns? I got 2 of these. That's all I got. Can only use 1 gun or 2 guns at a time. That's it. So it doesn't matter if the man's got 100 guns, 3 guns, 3,000 guns. Doesn't matter. The man's got 2 hands. I hate when people get all wrapped up on how many guns someone has. It has nothing to do with anything.
a different firearm.
Right, how many guns do you have?
9.
For what?
Hunting.
For what?
Home defense, and just for fun.
Bob, what do you think about people who think that the issue is too many guns? Too many people with too many guns?
You know, the amount of guns I don't think is the problem. I think if you are using them for what they're intended for, there's no problem. I think it's that people don't care anymore.
Let's talk about red flag laws. Who thinks that?
I think that man hit it on the head there. He said, I don't think the issue is too many guns, it's people don't care anymore. Samuel L. Jackson came out a long time ago and basically said that. He said, people don't care about human life anymore. They're not taught the value of life. And I think that is what the issue is. It's not the guns. It's not even really the person. It's really the fact that people don't care about each other anymore. People just, go about their lives and don't really have compassion for other people. And I think that's where it starts, because the kid who shoots up the school didn't do it because people were really nice to him at school. They did it because he was bullied. Like, that's the reason. Yeah, there's obviously other things that go into it. It takes a sick person to shoot up a school. But, let's be real. It wasn't the kid who was super popular and decided to, all of a sudden just go shoot up the school. No, it's the kid who was bullied, that no one talked to him. Maybe he got beat up physically, made fun of. That's the kid who, or ostracized completely. That's the kid who's shooting up a school. It's not the high school quarterback. That's not it.
That they're a good idea.
I do, to a point.
Okay, talk to me about that.
It really comes down to the person who's going to be calling you in, saying, hey, this person's talking about robbing something or doing a mass shooting or committing harm to him or herself. I can see a point the law enforcement stepping in.
Do you think that if
we talked about this in one of my other videos, I'll link it right here. Red flag laws on the surface are great. When you really start to think about red flag laws, they're not so good. And I think this man knows the basis of what he reads or what he hears about on the news, the red flag laws, prrotecting people and stopping people. But watch my last video and I'll talk about why red flag laws are not that great.
If well executed these red flag laws, would that be something you would support?
If you had red flag laws, if the individual is Colin Wolfe, as long as there's some pretty severe consequences for somebody that goes through that motion, and in whatever the legal expense and everything for that person to get his rights back are paid by that person, I could accept that to some level.
It's kind of scary. Somebody that has mental illness and they have a gun, and what are they capable of? So I think I could get behind it.
Just because someone has a mental illness doesn't mean they're going to shoot someone. Depression doesn't mean you're going to shoot yourself, nor does it mean you're going to shoot other people. So I don't really agree with that. All right, guys, so we are back. We are going to actually switch it up. Broke this down into 2 sections, not on purpose, but got busy the day before, yesterday I guess it was, but now we're back at it. A couple things have clearly changed. First is the headset. I feel like we were getting some reverb back, so hopefully I don't have to reshoot this whole video. And second, got a little wrist injury going on here, so yeah, not doing right, but we'll be all right. So yeah, let's get back to this video. We're 2 minutes in. I'm trying to do my best to not make this a long video, but it's pretty much nonsense that's spewing out of these people's mouths, so it's kind of hard to not. But let's get back to it.
And they have a gun, and what are they?
You know, I fear consequences for somebody that goes through that motion, and then whatever the legal expense and everything for that person gets rights back are paid by that person. You know, I
we
could
talked about red
accept
flag
that
laws,
to some level.
It's kind of scary. Like, you know somebody that has mental illness and they have a gun, and what are they capable of? So I think I could get behind it.
Talk to me about how you thought about that problem, guns and safety in schools. Do you think about this issue about school shootings?
I think it'd be good, like, if they did like every 6 months training or every year training for teachers, put guns in their hands.
Putting guns in.
Yes, but more often than every 6 months. But yes, 100% put guns in the teachers' hands. I've been an advocate of that, and I know a lot of people are always like, put guns in the teachers' hands. They act like teachers are just teachers, and like when they go home, they're teachers. When they, summer, they're just teachers. Like, no, teachers can be gun advocates too. Like, they're saying it as if, it's just they're teachers, so they're not supposed to have a gun. That doesn't even make any sense to me. But
Teachers' hands scares me because I have teachers that don't want to use the EpiPen if they had to. Right? Now we're going to ask them to carry a gun, and potentially what they do with that gun could affect their whole life, right? They could shoot a student by accident.
We need to do.
See, but here's the thing. They're not requiring every teacher to have a gun. It's specific teachers who want a gun, who go through the training. Not every teacher has to have a gun, so his point's irrelevant.
Something more than what we're doing now. I know everybody doesn't like the idea of firearms in schools, but a trained professional, something to take that temptation away. If I decide I'm going to go on a mass shooting, I'm going to go someplace where I know they're not going to shoot back at me.
So you're not worried about more people?
That is literally perfect, what that man just said. If I want to commit a mass shooting, I'm going to go to the place that is not, there's going to be no one that's shooting back. If you put guns in the hands of teachers, they have the ability to shoot back. Mass shootings would drop immediately. So
People having guns. None of you, that's not a concern for anybody here?
As long as they're trained.
If I decide I'm going to go on a mass shooting, I'm going to go someplace where I know they're not going to shoot back at me.
So you're not worried about more people having guns? None of you, that's not a concern for anybody here?
As long as they're trained and go through hunter safety or something like that, no.
I want to talk to you about the decision that some companies have made, Walmart, Dick's, in the wake of shootings at their properties or with weapons that have been bought from them. What do you all think of that?
Walmart stopped
dumb.
selling them. You can go to Fleet Farm. It's the same people that want to get them and will get them. They're still going to get them.
So now this is their way out to say
Correct.
they can be the hero. We're going to get rid of all this stuff. Well, they were probably looking for a way to get rid of it anyway.
And they still sell
Correct.
alcohol, which
kills more people.
Culturally,
Yeah.
there's a shift, right? Big companies are saying, look, we're not going to support this. May not stop things, but we got to do something, right? And it's little pieces that may have a bigger impact at some point.
This guy's
Let
an
me ask you
idiot.
about a
Sorry.
proposal that's been floated out there by a presidential candidate or more about gun buybacks. Who thinks that's a good idea?
Ooh, no one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the election. How big an issue for all of you is this?
No
If
one
this is in your
responds
top
to that, I
three,
love
put
it.
up your hand. Okay.
Really?
Is anybody's top one? So it's
As far as
biggest, the thing that would most determine who you vote for.
That's my biggest issue. Yeah, that's one. That is the biggest issue for me. I only vote for people who are going to support the Second Amendment or a facsimile of someone who's going to support the Second Amendment because it starts and stops with the Second Amendment. No other right is secured without the Second Amendment. So you can have all these other freedoms and you can pay less in taxes, you can pay more in taxes, but if you don't have the right to protect yourself or your family, what does any of that stuff matter? So yes, that is the only reason I vote is I vote on who is going to protect my gun rights the most, truthfully.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't mess with my rights to protect my family.
See?
By trying to take away my firearms.
So yeah, that was that's pretty good. I was honestly more split down the middle than I thought it was going to be. But I will say the panel, or the commentator, I guess that would be, he was clearly more left leaning, but neither here nor there. I truthfully, yeah, I agreed with the vast majority of what people said. But I think that there's a fine line between, that wasn't much of a debate, and there's a fine line between these red flag laws, and people throw out these topics and don't really know what they're talking about. They seem to do a pretty good job of understanding at least what they were talking about. So other than that, guys, that is going to be it. Please let me know if you guys like this kind of content. Like I said, we're going to try and do one once a week, do some kind of reaction video. Maybe call them What Wednesdays or Wow Wednesdays, because the vast majority of the time I'll be like, what are you saying, bro? So that's why we might call them What Wednesdays. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It would be greatly appreciated if you guys could drop a like. If you're new, sub to the channel. That'd be great. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!